I'd like to call the Churchill County Library Board of Trustees meeting to order. And if you guys can follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 on the agenda is for public comment. Is there any public comment? Hearing none, we'll go to item 4, roll call of members.
I'm Sari Kaler.
Dr. Segura.
Ryan Swerzik.
Maddie Cerna.
Item 5 is verification of the posting of the agenda.
Amber Edwards, for the record. The agenda was posted on the 21st day of August 2026 between the hours of 2 and 5 p.m. at all the locations listed on the agenda in accordance with statutes.
Thank you. Item 6 is consideration of possible action, approval of minutes of meeting being held on July 23rd, 2026. Is there any discussion? I'd entertain a motion.
I move to approve the minutes of the meeting held on July 23rd, 2026.
Motion's been made by Maddie. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Sari. Is there any discussion, public comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain, or I'll call for a vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item 7 is training. Discussion of training module 8 and 9 completed by the Library Board of Trustees and Library Director. John?
Yes, thank you. And there's a lot, but just decided to do modules 8 and 9. If you need more time for 9, we can make so. But here is the topic for module 8, which is library board meetings. And essentially, it says to review the responsibilities of a good board member that are listed here, then reflect on your own fulfillment of these responsibilities. And so take note of any responsibilities that are not being addressed and ask for a discussion of these gaps at your next board meeting. And so it's the board member's responsibility to attend all meetings, prepare well for meetings, take part in all discussions, cooperate with fellow board members to make meetings work. And there's a bit more. I don't need to go through all of them, but I'd say practice the art of compromise with other members of the team, practice the art of listening and merging our ideas with those of others, work toward consensus on issues, and focus all deliberations on the best interests of library users. And publicly support the board decisions. So the workbook says, are there any responsibilities not being addressed? Described here. So is there anything that we could possibly do better at, or are there other responsibilities that we could be doing just as part of the work module?
I think as a board, we fulfill these responsibilities pretty well. Of course, there's always room for improvement, and if you don't think there is, then there's something wrong. So I feel like we're a pretty solid board. I I don't think we've ever had really any arguments or anything. There's been some misunderstandings, and we just need to learn to listen. So that's my piece on that matter.
Yes, yeah, that fulfills learning to compromise and the art of listening. So yeah, that's important to do those things. Anybody else? Yeah, I'd say that yeah, everyone has been able to been shared their own viewpoints on things. So they all take part in discussions, and I suppose that there's some matter of things that when this is not being addressed, I think, like Sari said, we're all meeting these responsibilities, but there's a few things that I just think that you also do during board meetings that's not listed here, is that you advocate for the library and, you know, just share during the board's public comment on, you know, the successes of the library. So that's something that, because you visit the library and see the programs, that really makes the community and the commissioners know like the great things we're doing. So I think that's a responsibility that you're fulfilling that's not listed here. And then, so I really appreciate that. Is there anything else, or? Okay. Well, yeah, I'll just go to work module number 9. And this one is about how to come to decisions as a group. So I'll just read that. It's likely that your group has been making decisions together on a regular basis already. However, you may not have been conscious of following a particular process. For a current decision that needs to be made, try following the 6-step process. After you have reached a decision, spend a brief amount of time discussing the process. And so the processes listed here are 6 steps. Define the issue clearly, look at the information, consider the alternatives, seek assistance, project the consequences, and vote. And so the question they ask is, did the process work well? Was it different than the normal process your group follows to make decisions? Well, you know, I could, in the sake of time, it's, you know, we're, you know, there's not a necessary like group work time set. If you need time, we can grant that. But I just wanted to share that I think it's really important to define the issue clearly, so that key discussion points can help us stay focused on the decision that needs to be made and not get sidetracked by different topics. I think it's really important to consider expert advice, because we don't all know everything. And so yeah, it's great to have the DA for legal, you know, information, or have guest speakers that have more information, or have even staff available to provide some context into programming or budget needs. And so it's good to have expert advice. And yeah, there's a lot of good things, project the consequences, but I like to add here, consider staff perspectives. It's the experience and practical knowledge of library staff that can help the board understand how a decision may be implemented. And I know this board does that. And so I always, as director, try to get their feedback on proposals that I present to the board. But do you have any thoughts on these 6 steps? Or do you need me to repeat them?
I think the 6 steps look good on paper and in writing, but when I was first reviewing them, right now, I was thinking this is near impossible because we get the agenda, what is it, a week? About a week, 5 days before the meeting, and sometimes there's not enough time to go through all 6 of these steps. So I am wondering for board opinions and John's opinion and Cassidy's opinion, is there a better way that we could set about agenda items? Could we like do an agenda item with the focus of maybe tabling the vote until the following month so we have time to consider and think about it a little bit? Or maybe I'm just one of those people that needs a long time to process things. I don't know.
My experience with John is if there's going to be any controversial agenda items, he tries to reach out to each other board members prior to the meeting to discuss it. So I think the process is fine that we have now. That's my opinion.
And I agree with Ryan. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I guess there's anything kind of that's a complicated matter, I'll make sure to share that like in advance in some way. That's following the NRS and all those things that you have the. But yeah, we can, for those items we can discuss further. But yeah, for some other things, yeah, that might be more straightforward. But I'll keep that in mind.
I think that Sari makes a good point. I do think that it's nice to have plenty of time to consider. I do think that often we are able to take that time. You know, we are able to say, well, let's reach out to someone about that. I think we have done that, where we've waited and we've thought about certain you've brought them up. You've said this is something we're considering. Think about it. I do think that it would be great to have, I know in January, there are several kind of time-sensitive things or things that just happen in January at that meeting. So I do think it would be great if we utilize some of our fall meetings to kind of iron out the details of some of the new year business that we will be attending to. So I look forward to that.
Yes, I will. Yeah, based on the prior discussion and feedback, I'll be happy to make that available. Thank you. Yeah, well, yeah, we've, thank you for your discussion. And yeah, there's certain things, I'll be mindful of, like, we can definitely work out so you make informed decisions. But yeah, thank you for discussing. And if you have any other questions, my office is always open. That's another avenue. Thank you.
Is there any other questions for John? All right. Go on to item 8, Library Board of Trustees report. I just want to welcome Sue and Sodagi to the board.
I would like to welcome Sue too. It's nice to have, I'll get you guys confused, but I'll remember Dr. Sue and Sue, so make it easier for me. I do have a bit of a report. We had books, bites, and beverages. When was it? August 7th, I think. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And 3 of our board members were able to attend, so thank you guys very much for doing that. And I know you guys had other plans, so I don't think I'm railing on you or anything like that. But it was a good time, I think, had by all. It was a lot of fun. I got to use my public speaking voice, so that's always fun. But yeah, we had a good turnout. The donations that came in from it, I think when we put it all together, it would pay for about a summer reading program. So we are very excited about that. And I want to thank everybody out there on the cameras. If anyone's watching, thank you guys so much for coming and supporting the library. It's because of our patrons, the library's patrons, that we are able to benefit from this and do the extra programs that the county, that is outside of the county's budget. So thank you very much for that. I also want to say, I was going around trying to find some raffle items. And so, of course, I had to tell people I was a member of the CLA and a member of the library board, so they didn't think I was just trying to steal stuff from them or whatever. And this lady came up to me and just out of the blue, and she said, "Oh my goodness, I need to tell you about the Seed Library. I love the Seed," or am I saying it right, John?
Correct.
The Seed program at the library, yeah. Seed Library. And it's something that the library does, and they give out seeds. Am I correct about that?
There's a chest full of packet seeds that are labeled that they can pick on their own.
Okay. Well, this lady says she was unable to find this certain cantaloupe seed anywhere this summer. And she went to the seed library, and she actually found it at the library. And she said, "And you can't believe the plants I got from that." So it's just another success that the library's having. So I was very excited about that. I also wanted to send out a big thank you. I went into the library yesterday, and I saw you guys had made a Dolly Parton display. And I thought that is such a wonderful tribute to such a person that was so avid about reading and pretty much changed the world through words. So thank you so much for that. I am so thankful for that. I also noticed that Magdalena was starting to do her story time in the old spot. And I was kind of wondering why that was. And then I saw on the director's report that somebody has suggested that, or maybe quite a few people had suggested that. So I love it that you guys are listening to people's suggestions too, and trying to accommodate how the patrons interact with the library. So thank you, library staff, for all that you do.
Thank you.
Okay. As a new board member here, I wanted to say, as Dr. Sue is still working, I am still working. In fact, after my meeting with John this morning, I went over to the middle school because we have new policies this year regarding computers, thank goodness. And I went over there, but I was talking to John this morning about I belong to different organizations, and we had a Beta Sigma Phi group meeting last night of 4 different chapters, and I had quite a few people telling me about, they said, "Oh, there's a new director of the library. We thought it was some lady." And I said, "No, it's John, and he is doing a wonderful job." And some of these retired teachers, and they are all retired teachers that have had some of your grandkids or kids or whatever in school, and they were saying that they have brought their grandkids over to the library, and they are so thankful for the staff at the library for doing wonderful things and storytelling and everything else. And they love the newsletter, and they wanted to know how to get or how to receive the newsletter. So John said that he would do a program for one of our for my chapter, and explain how to get the newsletter. And some of these grandparents now have been with their kids over at, or their grandkids at the library, and said that they are doing a wonderful job. So John, thank you. Please tell your staff thank you.
Thank you, Sue. I'll tell my team. They're wonderful. Thank you.
So I'm walking out of the high school this afternoon. It's a crazy day. I've got this big basket I couldn't carry, and one of the teachers walked with me. She said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to a library board meeting." Oh my gosh, that new director, he's available. It's calming in the library, and I love to go to the library. So I want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you. And we couldn't do it without the team, but thank you so much, Dr. Sue.
Any other
comments from the board?
Ryan, I want to mention one more thing that I forgot, if nobody else has any other comments. The library, is having a stand at the Cantaloupe Festival this weekend, so if you guys are available to attend and just, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, John, okay?
Go ahead.
Okay,
please.
okay. So we're going to have a little stand at the Cantaloupe Festival, and it looks like John is showing off what we will be making there. So if you want to stop by the Cantaloupe Festival and say hi, I'd really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll just add, I think everybody said it already, that, we love the library, and we think John's great, and we think the staff's great, and we're happy to be able to help.
Seeing no more questions or comments, we will go on to item 9, Library Director Report.
Thank you for your kind words about my wonderful library team. It's because of them and our volunteers and the support of the board and the support of the CLA that we're able to do these amazing things. And so I just want to share that due to the work of my team that we worked so hard on during Professional Development Day and just through the grants that we've procured, we transitioned, as I mentioned prior, new picture book shelving units to make the picture books front-facing and browsable because people can see the covers. And so that has resulted this past month in a 41% increase in picture book checkouts. So that's a very increased number of checkouts is what we anticipated, and we're happy to see that happen. We also, in terms of personnel, we've hired Cassidy Simpson as our new adult services librarian on Monday. And so the past Monday, August 17th. And so I would just like to introduce Cassidy, and you can basically just introduce yourself and just say, why you came to serve at Churchill, and yeah.
Hello, my name is Cassidy, like you said. So I've been working here for about 2 weeks now, and I've noticed all of the same things that you guys have said. So I'm really excited to be a part of this team. I came from a much bigger library, where the team was much bigger, and so everything was very separate. But I'm excited to be part of a more tight-knit team and help the community. Thank you.
Welcome.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are so happy to have Cassidy and listen to her ideas and have her, pace herself and learn the community. But we're excited about some interesting programming and services that she has in mind. So after school management, as you know, this Monday was back to school. So, I was out on the porch with Nick from JPO, and so he's amazing. We just want to definitely recognize that JPO's commitment to the library safety. But the kids coming into around 3:15 p.m. on weekdays, they've been very hospitable and friendly. Some are just coming inside, chilling out, waiting for rides. But it's been very, safe and a happy environment after school. I just want to let you know that. And so all staff are roaming, all staff are available on the floor during those particular hours to try to help answer questions. And so we will continue doing that for the next 2-3 weeks, but or however needed. In terms of a lot of program notables, I have a lot to share. In terms of training, our 2 librarians were able to receive grant funding for the 2026 Association for Rural and Small Libraries Conference in September. And so it's grant funded, and they'll get 4 days of conference training, so we're excited to hear back what they learn. In terms of programming, our crafting for grown-ups, we had this wonderful fridge magnets. I forgot to bring an example, but you can check our social media. It's these, they can create these fridge magnets out of book cover prints. And so 30 people attended for 2 sessions, and so it was very popular. And then our Books, Bites, and Beverages, like Sari mentioned, it almost funded our summer reading program funding. So I'm so happy about that. And it was great to see the community out there. So I want to thank the community for coming out and supporting the library so we can do great programming. It's great to see, the board members out there and to see the county manager, Joe Sanford, supporting the library. So shout out to everyone for supporting. We have chess club. We've gained new members. It's consistently had good attendance. We have 5 chess sessions for a total attendance of 61. And I've seen, 13, 14-year-olds learning the game. And the improvement is, I'm scared to play them in another month because they're wiping the floor with me, but that's okay. Special events, we have, we also have players from the naval base. And so it's cool to have all these young and old playing. Age doesn't matter. So special events, we wrapped up the summer reading program with 2 events, the Lake Tahoe Shakespeare Festival, which performed Macbeth, and we had an audience of 58. And then we had the Nevada Department of Wildlife present an educational wildlife program for a total attendance of 96. So, these events that we've done in the past have always gained numbers, so we'll continue to do so for the fall. Summer reading program ended on July 31st, and so there was a total registration number of 527, which was higher than last year. But, our total number of prizes was slightly down, so it's something that we want to improve for the coming year because my team are high achievers. Outreach and partnerships, we welcome forward field trips from 4 classes at the end of the school year, serving a total of 82 elementary students. And they did crafts, like library card holder crafts and a scavenger hunt involving dinosaurs. And like Sari mentioned, on August 28th to 29th, we will host an outreach booth at the Cantaloupe Festival where Cassidy will be out there, I will be out there, and volunteers will be out there helping people. Can you fan out that one? So they'll be making, here, I'll get this one here. Yeah, they'll be making cool watermelon fans and cantaloupe fans for the heat. So it's something that's going to be available at the table. And we'll have CLA information in case they want to donate and support the library. But we look forward to letting people know about our wonderful programs and services. We have a new suggestion box, which gained some popular posts in social media in the survey report. But the public can submit their questions, needs, and concerns, and the director will review the responses each month. Some feedback so far were more children movies, library lock and sleepover fundraiser. Interesting. Maybe I can break out my pajamas. And the library has been wonderful. It is great to have a quiet place to study. And so we have a place for people that want to study, people that want to do fun programming, and people that want to sleep over in their pajamas. But maybe you can look into that. We have to talk to the team. So thank you, community, for your suggestions. On display, we have Shark Month, and so you can see it in your packet, but we had various books and movies about sharks and ocean creatures. And then we had this creative whiteboard with 2 questions. Was your favorite shark? And what is another ocean creature that you like? And so people were drawing cute little shark figures and putting in their ideas. So we got, the whiteboard was filled with comments. So that was successful. We had a meteor shower display, thanks to our Children's Services Librarian Magdalena and Ashley, who collaborated to put out a display to celebrate the Trustees meteor shower, maybe I'm saying that wrong, on August 13th and 14th. And the shark display was made by Ashley and Jessica, so they get credit for that. Thank you for all their hard work. And we had a back to school display by Lily, our library assistant. And so it featured children's literature characters in a yellow school bus. So there's pictures in there. Well, there's a lot that's happening in the library. And so for the fall, we're just excited to do more exciting programs. And so thank you for listening. And we all were able to do it because of, again, our hardworking team. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Is there any questions for John?
No, but I have a question. As we were looking at modular 8 and modular 9, when is the appropriate time to ask for things to be on the agenda?
Well, the agenda has to be posted 3 business days before the
But
meeting.
I mean, in our
so-
agenda today, could I add things for next time? I mean, I don't see a spot.
That can be something we add to the agenda, is request for future agenda items. That's something we have in other agendas for other boards, so we can add that.
Could we?
Couldn't we just, could we also just ask John to put it on the agenda for the next board meeting?
Yeah, you can always reach out to John individually if you have something you want on an agenda and have that discussion with him.
Okay.
Y-
Okay.
Yeah, I'll email everyone
Okay,
if they
I
want
have
an
3
agenda item.
items.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Dr. Sue.
Going on to item 10, new business. Consideration and possible action, approval of the monthly budget reports for July 2026. Does the board have any discussion?
I just had one question. When I was looking at the finances, the monthly budget, I noticed that there was no utilities taken out yet. It was still at 100%. And so that always worries me because I think that's a monthly bill. So I just don't understand.
Yeah, I submit the utility every month. And I can follow up with the comptroller, like why it hasn't reflected. But yeah, it's submitted every month. So I'll follow up and get back
Okay.
to you on that. But
Okay,
it-
thank
yeah,
you very
yeah,
much.
yeah,
Well, I
thank
would
you.
be happy if they weren't charging us, but I would want to get on that train myself, so.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Thank you.
If there's no other, go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead.
If there's no other discussion, I would call for a motion.
That's what I was going to do. Thanks. I'd like to make a motion to accept the month's budget.
Motion's been made by Dr. Sue Segura. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Sari. Is there any public comment, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Consideration and possible action, approval of the library gift fund report for July 2026. Any discussion from the board?
Like always, I have a little bit of discussion, I'm sorry. I love it that you give the gift report so far back. I think I saw the earliest document from 2004. And I really delved into it this time, and I know the library was saving up for the repurposing and everything, and so the gift fund got really big, and then it got really small, and now the only way we accrue money is through interest, pretty much. And so, John, I know you probably won't be able to ask or answer this question, but I noticed on it that some money came from the general fund. And I don't know if that's part of the budget each year. I guess maybe I need to ask Miss Carroll if that's how it worked, if they set aside a certain amount for the gift fund in the budget. So,
Yeah, and to my knowledge, money isn't set aside from the general fund into it, but I can follow with comptroller and look into that. Yeah, I know historically it's usually been used for collection development, such as Hoopla, and so the intention is to use it towards that purpose, but I just need some time to kind of start like calculating our numbers and going to the board to tell you that I'd be using it for the collection. But yeah, I'll look into whether the general fund money is contribute towards it. I'm not sure.
thank you.
Seeing there's no more questions, I will ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion, Sari Kaler, to approve the library gift fund for July 2026.
I'll second it.
Motions have been made by Sari, seconded by Sue. Is there any discussion, public comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item 11 is public comment. Is there any public comment? Hearing none. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.